In this section, we're going to get to the heart of this course, a concept in web development known as Flexbox. In very simple terms, Flexbox is a tool that helps arrange things on a web page. On the screen, you'll notice I have pulled up some documentation from MDN Web Docs that explains what Flexbox is in greater detail. We'll look at the official definition of Flexbox in just one moment. But first, let's head on over to the editor. Here, you'll see one parent section containing one column. Inside that column, we have 9 individual elements. And these elements are simple shapes. Opening the Layers panel, you can see how all these items have been hierarchically structured. Remember, the indentation signals a relationship between content elements. The primary aim of this discussion will be to explore and gain a deeper understanding of the technology utilized by columns in Editor 2.0. For those of you who have been around for a while now and have seen the evolution of the editor, you might already be familiar with the terms Duda Flex, or even just Flex alone. These terms come from the Flexbox technology that our columns use to help you design websites that look great on any device. By the way, Flexbox isn't exclusive to Duda. It's a module gaining popularity in web development for its flexibility and efficiency in creating complex layouts with flexible element positioning. Let's return to our documentation for its official definition. Although we're not affiliated with Mozilla.org, MDN Web Docs provides credible and trusted documentation on web development. Where I want to draw your attention to is the first sentence. It reads, "The Flexible Box Layout Module, usually referred to as Flexbox, is a one-dimensional layout model for distributing space between items and includes numerous alignment capabilities." The next passage I want us to look at is the first sentence of the second paragraph. It explains that when we describe Flexbox as being one-dimensional, we are describing the fact that Flexbox deals with layout in one dimension at a time, either as a row or as a column. In this section, we're going to specifically look at the part that says, Flexbox deals with layout in one dimension at a time, either as a row or as a column. I know this probably doesn't mean much to you yet, so let's hop back into the editor and discuss what this one-dimensional layout module truly means. In Flexbox, there is a main axis that determines the direction in which elements inside any column will be arranged. Look at the layout property on the right-hand side under the Design panel. Specifically, look at the property labeled Stacking Direction. When I hover over the icon, we see that our stacking direction is set to horizontal. This means that our main axis or main direction is going from left to right. In Flexbox jargon, each individual element you see on the screen is referred to as a flex item. Comparing these items to the shaded icons on the screen, this button indicates how the elements inside the column will be arranged horizontally, similar to a row. This means all your elements will be aligned horizontally, and any new item added will be placed side by side. To illustrate this, you'll notice that when I duplicate the last element, it gets added as the next item on the right-hand side. And with just one click, we can switch the stacking direction, or main axis, of our column to vertical. You'll notice that all the elements inside our container are now arranged as a column. And this time, if I were to add one last item to the container, you would see that it gets placed at the bottom of the stack. Now, let's quickly return to our documentation to look at our definition again. Flexbox is a one-dimensional layout module, which means that inside any given column, you can set the stacking direction to either horizontal or vertical, but it can only be one or the other. This is what is meant when we say that Flexbox is one-dimensional. It means that the elements inside the column can only be arranged in one single direction. Now, you might wonder if there's a way for, say, the first and second shapes to be positioned side by side, and then the third and fourth, and so on, using just this basic column. This is a tricky question. Yes, there is a way to achieve this. However, based on our current understanding that Flexbox operates in one dimension, it's not possible to position these items side by side when the stacking direction is set to vertical. You see, in any given column, You can either set all of your elements to be arranged vertically or horizontally. That's what we mean when we say that Flexbox is a one-dimensional module.